There we go. And today we're going to have a little throwback video and do a tutorial on a classic Counter-Strike map called DE Train. Let's start T-side here in T-spawn. Enjoying the rain. Now this is a rather large map with a lot of call spots, and just like every other Counter-Strike map in the last 5 different versions of this game, the map has changed several times, as many as probably, I don't know, 4 different times I think this map changed in Source or something. Same thing with Nuke. So some of the call spots are seriously outdated. You also have Euro call spots, Pro call spots, casual call spots. So you're gonna have to just forgive me because I feel like every few generations of Counter-Strike, I don't know, like whatever in internet terms, a overview could be helpful or necessary for some people in playing maps. So without further ado, we will go over this map DE train. For those of you nerds, there is an Easter egg somewhere around here, and this there's a ooh, I'm like double bound. Rip. Let us fix that. All right, so there's an Easter egg somewhere here. I think it's like the ATM. I'm not really sure how to do it or if anybody's figured it out yet, but I will say that I played some maps for a really long time without knowing about Easter eggs on the map, and then mind blown when someone finally opened one. So here we are on DE train. This is the T connector. T-con for short. T connector. And if you want to understand my calling on all of the maps, which can be like really confusing for some people sometimes, but like if I break it down for you this way, which is that all the maps are the same, they have an A site and they have a B site, and then unless you're playing a crazy customs map that has like a third bomb site, there's 2 maps with the bombs on the bomb sites are on top of each other, Nuke and Vertigo. Other than that, you have a long A, short A, a long B, and a short B usually. So when you go up, it kind of varies a little bit on different maps, but then you usually have a T connector and a CT connector or mid-con. So here we are, T-con. You have like a lot of little spots here. None of these have like specific names, so basically if you're trying to call for your team specifically, you just kind of have to say left back or front, or you could, if you're playing with the team, you can make up names for spots. Like we used to call this corner this whole huge map, this train wasn't here. I mean, the map's totally different, but we used to call this corner like cheeseburger on one of my teams. I really don't know what you even call that right now. If anybody does know what like the professionals call it, the pro teams or advanced teams, please drop a comment. That would be much appreciated. All right, so here when we run out T-con, first we have Olaf, and the train that used to be right here was top Olaf or Olaf train, because Olaf likes to play in this spot pushed up. And if we go over like some gameplay in the map, then you'll understand why that's important to try to control this spot, because as much information as you get here, like usually someone will push up and try to get information, and you can use that information to like call your rotation. This is such a big map that a lot of times you start off with just like one at B, and you're gonna need that information for your rotation. So there's weird angles here. This is out Olaf. I call this middle train. And power. This is pop. And there used to be this used to go to a ladder, so some people might call it ladder. even though there is no ladder here anymore. People are kind of calling this stairs, and that makes sense because pop is sort of like, to explain it to people, there used to be a train right here that was called Pop Dog for a while, and then in a different version of Counter-Strike, the Pop Dog train was this train here. So that's why if people calling different things Pop Dog, it's confusing because they moved the train around. But anyway, so because the last the last known location of Pop Dog was here. Okay, we're calling this Pop. And then stairs. And I'm calling this the drop. This is B ramp. And this is upper T side. Brown hall. Here we get into the bathrooms, which they took out the stalls or whatever. And if people want to call this, like, I don't know, speedway or something, I don't know what they call this part here. If you want to, again, have more specific calls, but this is the break room or the office. Again, they've changed up the map, so it's not like the same stuff, actual stuff on the map, but here's a little office. Here you got, so yeah, if somebody's camping back here, they're in the break room. Weird angles here coming down to T-Con. And then we'll make a little run toward Ivy. Okay, so here's Ivy. Here's the Ivy. Used to be over here. Not much Ivy over here anymore, but there you go. I mean, you would think it'd be like after many years of this map being around that there'd be like a lot of Ivy, but I don't know. It seems thing of the past. So this is Ivy Lane. This is all pretty much Ivy. If somebody's here, I'm calling Ivy. This is camera in the middle here. Used to be a little camera right here, and it was actually more for like this spot. But if you see somebody around here, camera. We're going towards CT, and basically, before I go over like some of what the spots are called in there, which again, I don't know that everybody's going to use this information because it's pretty old. But I think for like professional purposes and at advanced teams, they probably still use the numbering system because there's so many vast spots on this map that you need to be able to narrow down. You can't just be like back left, front right. You know, you need to be able to have like more specific things. So upper T side, upper CT side. Okay. Used to call this cloud because you could like see some clouds between the windows there. Again, not too many people even know that call out anymore. So they'll probably make up something new for this spot because as I've said before, most spots that have names they have names for a reason because someone can pop out, kill someone, and then tuck back in, and nobody, other people coming out the chokehold have no idea where he is. So you need to be able to call it for your team. So like if they're just chilling in a spot somewhere, like even here, and just waiting for people to run back. If you spotted them, like go back here and you can call it and just keep your teammate from getting just killed in the back. Then that's what you need to know. Call outs. Okay, so ooh look, wow, throwback. Excellent. They actually put the numbers here. So that's what I was just about to go through is basically this is the 1 lane, this is the 2, and this is the 3. Oh my god, this is the first version of train that's ever had like numbers here. That's wild. Okay, so great. This spot, they kind of changed it. So now like if you kind of can play like this angle here and then duck down. Like this used to be like a big op spot right here, and you can kind of move over to the Z here. But if you're playing this spot, this would be back of 3. And this is the back of the bomb site here. Okay. So back of 1 is oil train. 2 is the middle train. bomb train, and 3 is here. And then to get more specific, you have sunshine. Okay, so, and this in reference to the shadows and the lighting here. It's a little bit downplayed on this version of Counter-Strike, but basically behind this train is sunshine. You could also say, if you're in this spot, that it's front of 3, back of the bomb site, front of the bomb site. So this would be the front of 3, or bottom B ramp. They also call this sidewalk. Okay, running up to the Z, and then back here would be, CT. Okay, so we're doing good here. We get the oil train, got upper CT, upper T side, upper inner, because this is the inner bomb site. My favorite Counter-Strike joke. Upper inner is clear. All right, so upper T side, brown hall, lower B ramp, sidewalk, sunshine, Z. This is the A bomb site, hell, which you can't get into heaven, but now this is hell. Headshot is this angle here. So if you come out Olaf and you see someone peeking this angle and then disappearing, this is headshot. Camera again. And then I wanted to come back here after I illustrated the one lane, 2 lane, 3 lane. I guess they're going with 1, 2, and 3 over on this site too, but it's 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so even though this isn't a train anymore, it used to be a train here, and this would be back of 5, and this is like a very common angle to like watch IV from. So back of 5. This would be back of 6, technically. And then this is IV, like when you cross in here, or whatever. Boiler, there used to be a big boiler right here, so they did have a name for this spot. And again, we can freshen up these call spots and come up with some more like relevant names for spots. What does that say? I mean, anyway, MRN, Mirren. This is the Mirren spot. Okay, I really honestly want to know what we call this, because like call spots are only relevant if people know what the freak you're saying. So, yeah, power pop behind ladder box, I guess is what I would call this, like, because this used to be ladder room, but again, people just say pushed up pop, because we used to say pushed up ladder. And so again, like going through the gameplay on the map, the CT side, you want to try to get info. Getting pushed up to this spot is actually relatively difficult because they could just come right out here. If you could make it up here and bank a molly there and get yourself in position before anybody else gets out, that's pretty good, but you're also really exposed right here. If you get pushed up here and hold the initial push here, I mean, this is, again, a very aggressive play, but it works. Another thing is, like, if you're outside, you have, ideally, you're not doing that push up by yourself. You have another player that comes, and they can either come on top of this train or push all the way over here to Olaf. And then, basically, they're helping deal with anybody coming out, so that once you guys are both pushed up, this guy can kind of hide in this spot, and you can you're basically, the idea on T side or CT side is to push up, shut down the initial rush, get information, and then fall back and like help your team rotate. You kind of want to usually keep a lurk over here. Again, there could be another name for this spot, even though like ultimately it is camera. So, but again, like if people want to change the names for things, like that could have already happened, because like again, there's no camera there anymore. But I'm gonna still use, like, this would be top of 6. This technically, I guess, would be top of 5, but I always called that one 5 train and this one middle train. People, or and then like, because there used to be another one here that was Olaf. So, a lot of people like calling colors. That has never really been great with Counter-Strike because they constantly changing the colors of stuff. So like, one day this will be a red train and then they'll just change it to blue just to fucking piss with people. Also, some people are colorblind. There's really only one map, the DE nuke, that they're like color, like T red and CT red, or CT, it's blue. CT red is actually blue now, so my point exactly. All right, that's gonna be it. And I was just pugging this, and people are just like, "Oh, what do I call stuff?" Um, it's good to play with the angles of stuff, and then but also know like when people are calling, like what the frack they're calling. Okay, it'd be cool if you could just jump up there. There's already plenty of spots though. The map is really beautiful. They did a good job, my opinion. Did a pretty good job with this map. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Discovering new things every day.